purposes I've set out, is perfectly fine, but that's no reason to carry one around in public, particularly because it could be used against you. Someone could grab it off your person and threaten you with it.
Hold on. What the fuck kind of logic is that? That is some bullshit, folks. Hold on. Hon, how long have I carried my gun with me?
Long time. Ain't nobody snatched it off of you.
Okay, now mind you, I am a licensed concealed carry permit holder. I have been one for quite some time. Obviously, nobody's taken my gun from me. Why? 9 times out of 10, they don't know that I even have it. Honey, how often do I leave my gun at home?
Hardly ever. Never.
I look at my gun. My gun is like an American Express card. I never leave home without it. Okay? And any responsible concealed carry weapons holder would tell you the same thing. They never leave home without their gun, one. And two, if it's concealed, most people don't even know it's there. So the argument that somebody can take your gun, and if you're properly trained in gun retention techniques, which I could actually make a video on that one, then the argument there that she just made of someone taking your own gun and threatening you with it is actually laughable and ludicrous. But, you know, we're talking liberals here, so just because your friend owned a gun does not mean you are an expert, okay? All right, hon, you want to throw anything else on that? Okay. We're going to keep going on this critique here. By the way, Steven Crowder does a wonderful job. If you haven't checked out his page, check it out, Lowder With Crowder. Join the Mug Club. You know, he lives off of donations, and people join the Mug Club. That way he can deliver great comedy material and also serious context. All right.
Well, you can't own it. You can own it. It's that you can't, for no good reason, bring it out in public.
What would be no good reason? What would be a good reason for someone to be able to exercise their right to protect themselves?
A good reason is I am bringing this gun to the gun range to go.
No, to protect myself. Let's get rid of the sports and the hunting aspect of it, right? The second one exists to protect yourself. So why is it, again, I'm hearing, why does the government have the right, if I'm a law-abiding citizen, to tell me that I cannot protect myself with my firearm?
Because the whole point of having a government is to trust the government to protect you.
No. No, that's not true.
Hold on.
As a woman.
Hold on. Did she say that the purpose of the government is to protect you?
Yeah, she did say that.
Oh my God, she's a sheeple. Look, lady, the purpose of government is not to protect you. Okay, we're going back to politics 101. As a political scientist, I can't say this. The definition of politics is the ability to attain and maintain power over society. There is nothing in that definition, and that is about as bare bones as you can get. There is nothing in that definition that says government is supposed to protect you. That is what government is for. Actually, it's more the exact opposite.
You got a home invasion, the government's not going to protect you.
If you're thinking about the police department, that's one thing. Hold on, let me pause this for a second. All right, so yeah, if there's anything that we've learned over the last several decades. It's just that, really, when it comes down to it, those in government gives two fucks about everybody else that's about the citizenry. They really don't care about you. They don't know you. They don't care to know you. And basically, when it comes down to it, everybody can go fuck themselves when it comes to, the government, because they're going to protect them and their own interest first. They're not going to protect you. It's not their job. Their job is to basically run society, however that society is established. That's their job. That's what they do. If you get robbed and they happen to have a standing police force, fuck, they got robbed. Damn, they got murdered. Let's go ahead and investigate the murder. Let's go ahead and investigate the robbery, blah, blah, blah. We all see this. Hell, I think the average response time in a major metropolitan city for any robbery is about 7 to 12 minutes if you're lucky. If it's a non-violent emergency, then it's about 45 minutes in some cities, believe it or not, for a cop to get there and do a report. It's about 7 to 12 minutes if it's an actual emergency, a life-threatening emergency, or a violent emergency. So, if you have somebody that's breaking into your house, you're on the phone, please send the cops. Now, think about that 7 to 12 minute window. A lot can happen in 30 seconds, let alone 7 to 10 minutes. What the hell do you think is going to happen to you in that 7 to 12 minutes if you do not have something to protect yourself? Honey, if we had all of our guns locked up in the safe in our bedroom with a 7 to 12 minute window between the time the break-in happens, it takes, let's say, 2 minutes. I don't know about the way she sleeps. She sleeps like she can sleep through a bomb, I swear to God. But, honey, say somebody breaks into a house and you actually hear it this time. Not saying we've had it happen before, but let's just say somebody broke into the house and you actually heard it. And you call the police, and let's give it a window of 2 minutes. In that first 2 minutes, and say we had a safe full of guns, how long do you think it would take that burglar to get from whatever door or window they broke into to where you are? Even if you close and lock the door.
It wouldn't take him long.
Probably less than a minute.
Yes.
Okay. Now, in that window, you got 3 minutes. He's already at the bedroom door, getting ready to beat it down. She's trying to open up a safe, which takes another 30 seconds or so. Now, if you look at some of the other countries, like Australia, where you have to have a firearm in a safe, unloaded, magazine out, all this other bullshit. You got to load that. Make sure you have bullets anywhere near the gun. They say you have to have, from what I understand from Australian law, they're saying you have to have the bullets in a separate place. What the fuck point is that? I mean, that's a lot of time you do not need to waste. All right, so.
Yeah, open up the safe, get your gun, get your bullets out, put your bullets in there.
So if
make sure it's ready to go.
Mm-hmm. So if
in that time frame, you might be dead before you even get a chance to even put your bullets in there.
Mind you, people, she is not a gun nut. I'm the gun nut of the family. She's not a gun nut. But even she knows these rules. She knows what's up. Why? Because she grew up in a place that most people would not, well, most people don't care to venture a lot of times, but people in this area know this. Honey, if you had to give a general, vague description, would the hood be accurate to say that's where you grew up?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she grew up in the hood, the ghetto.
All around, basically.
Yeah, but she grew up in the hood, the ghetto. Yeah, but for the most part.
Not ghetto, but pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, honey, it's a hood. It was the hood then, it's the hood now. So, yeah. But, I mean, she grew up around gunshots and violence, stuff like that. She turned out to be a wonderful human being. Wonderful human being. If you knew our backgrounds, you'd be like, what the fuck? How the hell did y'all get together? Yeah, we've been wondering that ourselves, but hey, you know what? We're great people. Now, I'll tell you straight up forward. She is probably in a house right now that is probably the safest when it comes to not just protecting ourselves, but also, storing firearms, keeping firearms. Every firearm in our house is, wait for it. What's every firearm in our house? It is
Locked. Loaded.
loaded. Thank you.
Locked and loaded.
They're hidden and loaded. But the most part is they're loaded. So if somebody breaks in, guess what? That 7 to 12 minutes, okay, while we're waiting for the cops to show up, that 3 minutes or 4 minutes to get the gun in their most liberals' ideal situation, has now been shortened down to exactly 10 seconds. If you know where your guns are, you can get to them quick enough. They're already locked. They're already locked and loaded. Guess what? That motherfucker steps in. They getting carried out. So we're going to continue with this video here. We'll get back to critiquing in a minute.
I have an app on my phone where I can set it up where one touch brings
An
the police
app
to my location.
on the
and
phone.
It actually alerts the
Oh,
police.
here we go. Here
that
we go.
I might have a call when I click a certain button. Like if I'm feeling somewhat threatened, I click one
Let
button.
me ask you a question here real quick.
And then-
Let me ask you a question. The police come. What would the police be able to do that you wouldn't?
They are able to physically, if not intimidate, then
Well, let's say
contend
it's
with
escalated.
this.
Let's say a very violent attacker, okay? You call the police.
Obviously, this chick doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about.
Because I fear for my life.
And they would protect you.
Yes.
With
Firearms, because they are
Wow!
and
Sorry.
they have a legal responsibility to use those firearms properly in a way that casual firearms owners do not.
Hold on, time out. I guess that's why so many people get wrongfully killed by police officers who legally use their firearms every year. I'm not even going with color on that one, because there are just as many white folks that get killed as there are black folks that get killed by police. So we're just going to put that out there. But yeah, she pulled that shit out of her ass. I mean, that girl's coming up with so much shit, the wife got tired and damn near fell asleep on her. But no, really, obviously this is somebody that's never been in law enforcement. I have. And I'll tell you this. I would rather get to a crime scene and see that, she had either did her own protection and intimidated the suspect to leave her alone, or shot that motherfucker, so he definitely won't leave her alone. And she's talking about, well, they're trained. There are firearms training classes at really any good gun shop, or, people like to say, oh, people need to be made to take firearms training courses. In some states that's actually not required. But I will say this, government sponsored training classes, they're not. I've never been in a government sponsored firearms training class. The state I grew up in does not require it, and still to this day they don't require it. Any good gun owner can get, if you live in a state that doesn't have firearms training class, that doesn't have mandated firearms training class, you can actually sign up for a firearms training class at a reputable gun dealer, or if you know somebody that is really good with firearms or knows what they're doing with firearms, and is properly trained themselves, then you could probably be taught through them. That way, you don't do anything stupid with your firearms. So we're gonna keep this one going. But yeah, I mean, obviously she didn't know what the hell she was talking about. I mean, hell, I feel more comfortable with my wife and daughter. No, I'm kidding. I feel more comfortable with. Okay, I feel more comfortable with my wife and daughters carrying their own firearms with them. So in case somebody tried to do something to them, hey, you know what? Somebody's trying to hurt them. I want them in this mindset. This asshole's trying to hurt me. It ain't going down like that. And they have their own bang bang rape whistle. So I mean, if you feel comfortable with an app on your phone that that you could push in case something goes wrong for the cops to get to you. Remember that's 7 to 12 minutes, by the way. God help you if your phone battery is low or your phone is going dead. Just saying.